In la sombra entre luces todos negre para mi mirar.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the funniest moment from every Will Ferrell comedy of the century so far.
It's so damn hot. Milk was a bad choice.
For this list, we're looking at every Will Ferrell comedy from the 21st century and highlighting his funniest scene from each of them. Though they may have their humorous bits, we will be excluding any dramedies of his. Any knee-slapping moments we missed? Tell everyone to stop what they're doing and listen in the comments. Musical number, The Ladies' Man. Will Ferrell would become no stranger to singing in movies, and here is where he first got his chance to show off his pipes. Leading a group of men who've been cuckolded by the film's womanizing protagonist, Leon Phelps, Ferrell's Lance proclaims their manliness with conviction. What's next? Why, belt out a song, of course.
I feel like this is something really special. Something tells me this is truly grand. I've got a brand new lease on life now. And it's all because we're gonna get the ladies' man.
Believing themselves to be on the doorstep of their revenge, the men are finally able to reclaim their agency, not to mention boast some killer dance moves. And just when you think it's over, it's not.
I'm gonna kill that dirty bastard. The time has come to kill the ladies' man.
While this may not be one of the good SNL movies, we do love a random musical number whenever we can get one. Shooting a Mascot, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. 2001 was a great year for Ferrell playing movie antagonists, as evidenced by our next entry. But federal wildlife marshal Will Hawley is definitely way less competent.
Look, who's the federal wildlife marshal here? Me or you? That's what I thought. Can I use your...
Determined to apprehend fugitives Jay and Silent Bob and rescue their orangutan, Will Hawley tracks them to Hollywood. Thinking he's found the right movie set, Will Hawley bursts in guns blazing. Only the production is about the exact opposite of Blunt Man and Chronic.
Freeze, you terrorist sons of bitches!
We're not sure of the physics of blowing a hole through a felted yellow cow, but wildlife marshal Will Hawley probably has another animal controversy on his hands. Foamy Latte, Zoolander, Mugatu. So hot right now. As hilarious as Ben Stiller is in the title role, Will Ferrell nearly steals the show as the villainous Jacobim Mugatu, the fashion tycoon with the best outfits and the craziest hair. That said, he doesn't exactly treat his underlings with much respect.
Ouch! Oh, I'm sorry. Did my pen get in the way of your ass?
Getting the brunt of his ire is his assistant Todd, who makes the mistake of handing Mugatu a foamy latte.
Todd! Are you not aware that I get farty and bloated with a foamy latte?
My mistake, Jacobim.
Your mistake indeed!
Hilariously interrupting the scene, this bit comes out of nowhere, and we love it for that. The looks that Mugatu gives Todd afterwards are just the icing on the cake. Also, what is it with this movie and coffee beverages? Going streaking, old school. Frank the Tank may have looked like he'd given up his partying ways at the beginning of this film, but we knew it wouldn't take much to awaken the beast within him.
So good! Once it hits your lips, it's so good!
After getting thoroughly hammered at a house party, Frank interrupts the performance by the legendary Snoop Dogg and tries to get something going.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry, we're going streaking through the quad and into the gymnasium. Come on, everybody!
No one is close to being on Frank's level, but that doesn't deter him at all, as he leads a naked parade of one into the streets. Later, Frank's new wife Marissa and her friends spot him jogging through downtown. Their laughter may end upon realizing it's him, but ours never does.
Frank!
Hey, honey! Hey!
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking! We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium!
Christmas Graham, Elf. Probably the opposite of Frank the Tank, Buddy the Elf is the pure embodiment of good cheer. Except when he's exposing phony Santas, of course. Buddy travels from the North Pole all the way to New York City to meet his biological father, Walter. Only upon doing so, it becomes evident why he's on the naughty list. Thinking he's supposed to sing, Buddy treats him to one of his improvised ditties, and it makes for a strong first impression.
I was adopted, but you didn't know I was born. So I'm here now. I found you, Daddy. And guess what? I love you, I love you, I love you!
Naturally, Walter responds with skepticism and has Buddy promptly thrown out. We honestly can't think of anyone more equipped to bring this level of merriment to Elf than Will Ferrell. Prison Visit, Starsky and Hutch. Will Ferrell only has a cameo appearance in this adaptation of the 70s TV series, but he definitely makes it a memorable one. Playing a character named Big Earl, he's visited in prison by the titular duo looking for information. Ever the keen negotiator, Earl makes sure not to give anything up without something in return. Only his requests are fairly weird.
Oh, Eureka. God, that's nice. Oh, it's like a little bowl of oatmeal with a hole in it.
I got one too. Oh, I just got a little more brown sugar on mine.
First, he has Hutch flash him some belly button skin before making him
arch his back and then look back at me mean, like a dragon.
As some security camera footage soon shows, it only got worse from there, as Earl had the pair perform some double dragon. And we're not talking about the video game.
What the hell is wrong with you two?
Oh, come on!
News team fight. Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. There are honestly so many hysterical moments in this seminal Ferrell movie that we became very emotional trying to narrow them down to one.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
However, Will Ferrell movies are always funniest when he's acting bizarre, and no scene in the first Anchorman was more bizarre than the all-out brawl. Upon getting lost, the Channel 4 news team finds itself beset by the news teams of various other stations. And like any news teams found cornered in the wild, chaos erupts.
Begin!
There are horses, a man on fire, Brick stabs a guy in the heart with a trident, and basically anything under the sun you can think of. We think Ron sums it up best when he and the gang return to the station.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Juicebox, kicking and screaming. It was a stroke of genius getting legendary NFL coach Mike Ditka to play himself in this soccer comedy, but the creativity didn't end with the casting department. Desperate to outcoach his old man at Pee Wee Soccer, Ferrell's otherwise mild-mannered Phil becomes mad with competitiveness. His assistant coach, Ditka, who's just as eager to put Phil's dad in his place, calls him out on his behavior. But Phil quickly shows why you can't have two alphas on the same team.
I don't think you should be butting in when I'm talking to my team. You're my assistant, okay? You're supposed to back me up and go get me juice boxes when I tell you. Now go get me a juice box.
You know who you're talking to?
I'm talking to the juice box guy.
Naturally, Ditka is quick to bail, but that doesn't stop Phil from brandishing his new nickname.
We'll see you later, juice box! Everyone wave goodbye to juice box! Literally wave! Do it! Parents too! Everyone wave!
Where's my dog? Bewitched. Once again, Ferrell plays something of an egomaniac, only this time it's as hot-headed actor Jack Wyatt, who lands the lead role in the reboot of the sitcom Bewitched. His co-star Isabel, who is an actual witch, doesn't appreciate his rude behavior, and so gets back at him during a recording. In the scene, Jack is supposed to ask for the return of his dog, but Isabel hexes him into adopting a series of ludicrous affectations.
Where art thou, dog? Thy canine lover.
What's happening?
Where is your hot breath upon the nape of my neck?
This meta movie may not have realized its potential, but we dare you not to snicker as Ferrell shows the full range of his personas back to back.
Oh my god. Where's my dog? Totally. I have a totally great dog.
The Meatloaf, Wedding Crashers. Of all the Will Ferrell cameos in movies, this one has to be the best. At the end of his rope, Owen Wilson's John tracks down the original Wedding Crasher Chaz, only he's not what he expected. Though Chaz is very much still a womanizer, he's also a full-grown man living with his mother, from whom he demands meatloaf.
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf!
However, John's taken aback to learn that Chaz isn't a wedding crasher now so much as a funeral crasher, and his flippant attitude towards it is humorous, if not incredibly dark.
You met her at a funeral?
Yeah. Dude died in a hang gliding accident. What an idiot. Oh, I'm hang gliding, honey. Take a good picture. I'm dead.
Thankfully, John's too good to sink that low. But we do love Ferrell hamming it up at his subsequent crash.
Oh! Damn you, Roger! Damn it! Damn you!
Der Guten Tag Hopklop, the producers. Though many of the original actors from the Broadway show returned for this film version, one new addition was Will Ferrell as Franz Liebkind, and we could not be happier about that. Determined to produce a flop so they can bank on the investment money, Max and Leo tracked down the worst possible script from the worst possible playwright.
I was never a member of the Nazi party! I only followed orders! I had nothing to do with the war! I didn't even know there was a war on! We lived in the back, right across from Switzerland. All we ever heard was yodeling.
Seeing as his show is called Springtime for Hitler, Franz's murky history isn't as subtle as he thinks it is. Still, in order to prove Max and Leo's allegiances, he proudly leads them in a rendition of Der Guten Tag Hopklop.
Everybody! Guten Tag, Hopklop! Guten Tag, Hopklop! Guten Tag, mein lieber Schatz!
Honestly, it's Ferrell's gleeful ignorance that sells the scene so much. Giant George, Curious George. Though he has terrific screen presence, Will Ferrell proved in this adorable animated comedy that his voice can work wonders on its own, too. There are many lighthearted hijinks the titular monkey gets himself into in his feature film, but this one is the most delightful. Being driven around by Ferrell's man with the yellow hat, George starts playing with the projection machine in the bed of the truck. This, of course, makes it look like a giant George is attacking the city a la King Kong, sending everyone into a panic. The man with the yellow hat, however, is completely oblivious, thinking that people are just really bad commuters.
There are lines painted on the street for a reason! Oh yeah? Well, that's not physically possible for me to do, so there!
This is Curious George in a nutshell. On Fire, Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Honestly, are there any of us who were not quoting this scene back in 2006? Not in the right headspace, Ricky Bobby is in no condition to race, and only makes it worse upon crashing big time. Thankfully, he's not hurt. Not that he realizes that, as he immediately thinks he's on fire.
We got you. We're here.
I'm on fire!
Okay. It's all right, you're not on fire!
I knew it, you're lying! I'm burned!
He strips down to his underwear and starts praying to every deity and deity-adjacent being he can think of, which is probably what any of us would do.
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah! Help me, Tom Cruise!
His best friend Cal valiantly rushes to his aid, but there's not much he can actually do. Maybe they should have tried a shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
What does that do? Did that blow your mind? That just happened.
Skating Chase, Blades of Glory. Playing another character named Chaz, this one can't seem to make nice with his skating rivals, as evidenced by his multiple skirmishes with Jimmy earlier in the movie.
I see you got fat.
So you still look like a 15-year-old girl, but not hot.
You crushed my dream.
Dream shit, I haven't had one of those in years.
Zip it, Chaz. Zip it or I will punch you in your crap lousy face.
Hey, this ends tonight.
Daytime, you douche.
Now it's on.
Only now, Chaz and Jimmy are pairs partners, and a threat to the Van Waldenbergs. So, Strauss von Waldenberg tries to do everything in his power to keep Chaz from arriving at the arena. Naturally, a skating chase ensues. After showing off some moves on a frozen river, Chaz and Strauss's chase takes on a hilariously different dynamic upon entering the building.
Give me your hat. I won't hurt you.
They are wildly uncoordinated, and watching them struggle while keeping the intensity is priceless. Also, what do Will Ferrell movies have against mascots?
Snowflake!
Bear wrestling, semi-pro. Even in the lesser of his movies, Ferrell retains the uncanny ability to create wonderfully memorable characters, and Jackie Moon is just such a character. Desperate to drive up interest in his failing basketball team, Jackie resorts to several publicity stunts, but none so dangerous as wrestling a bear.
Blitz! Can you dig it? Jackie moves! Blitz! Ah! Yeah!
If you thought this couldn't possibly go well, you'd be right, as the bear becomes aggressive and starts throwing him around. Yet what makes the scene even funnier is when the bear becomes loose in the arena. Ferrell's signature manic energy is hysterical as he does a frighteningly poor job of controlling the crowd.
There will be no refund! Your refund will be escaping this death trap with your life! You have a small child, use it as a shield! They love and tender meat!
First family dinner, stepbrothers. While there are seriously hysterical moments later in the film when the titular stepbrothers become best friends, like the extended job interview sequence or their ridiculous music video, their initial rivalry is too good to pass up. Neither Brennan nor Dale is pleased with their parents tying the knot, so they spend their first night all under one roof being increasingly antagonistic with one another.
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Why don't you stop being so confrontational, Dale?
I'm not the one staring at me.
Their intimidation tactics are fairly immature, but that's what we love about them, as they constantly try to one-up each other.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
That's so funny. The last time I heard that, I laughed so hard I fell off my dinosaur.
Stop right now, all right? Let's just back off. All right, Brennan, it's okay. It's okay.
We don't think we'd like to live with either of them, but we don't have to, so it's funny. I Hope I Get It, Land of the Lost.
Maybe I need to listen to the words of a group of young kids trying to make it on stage. God, I hope I get it.
Land of the Lost may not have been well received on the whole, but Will Ferrell always elicits chuckles no matter the circumstances. Tasked with retrieving an amplifier device that's vital to their return home, Marshall sidesteps his way through a nest of pteranodon eggs to get it. However, the amplifier cuts out playing I Hope I Get It from a chorus line, prompting the eggs to hatch. Realizing the song was keeping them pacified, Marshall, Will, and Holly take over, with even Chaka joining in.
How many people does he need? How many boys? How many girls? How many people does he?
I really need this job. Please, God, I need this job. I've got to get this job.
Everybody now. I really need this amplifier. No. Okay. Bad cop, the other guys. If there was one thing that delighted us in this Adam McKay comedy, it was seeing Will Ferrell's chemistry with Mark Wahlberg, which we will return to in later entries. However, their two detective characters here don't seem to have much chemistry at all, as a communication error leads to this gut-busting moment. Looking to get the goods from Steve Coogan's character, Wahlberg's Hoyts comes on strong with his bad cop persona. It immediately works, but Ferrell's gamble blows it by becoming, well, maniac cop.
How did you cover your losses up? Huh? What drug cartel are you working with now?
Okay, well, I'll talk to you. You're reasonable.
No. Look at me. Yeah. You want to talk to me? Yeah. What are you doing?
Nothing like a Will Ferrell going ballistic scene to start the 2010s off on the right foot.
No, I said good cop, bad cop. I'm the bad cop, you're the good cop.
Okay, then there it is. That's it. I thought you said bad cop, bad cop.
Space Dad, Megamind. Ferrell voicing an animated supervillain seemed too good to pass up. But it's his transformation into the good guy that begets its funniest moment. After seemingly killing his arch-nemesis Metro Man, Megamind loses his sense of purpose without a hero to fight. So, being the evil genius he is, he decides to create one. Upon camera operator Hal manifesting his powers, Megamind makes sure to aim him in the right direction by adopting a familiar persona.
I sent you to this planet to teach you about justice, honor, and nobility. I am your father.
So you're like my space dad?
Putting on his best Marlon Brando impersonation from the old Superman movies, Ferrell puts a hilarious spin on the Jor-El archetype, though he should probably stay away from words like unfathomable.
You've been blessed with unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.
Mall commercial. Tim and Eric's billion-dollar movie. Every hero's journey in classic literature starts with the call to adventure. Frodo was sent on a quest to destroy the One Ring by Gandalf, Morpheus showed Neo how deep the rabbit hole goes, and Tim and Eric saw a mall commercial one time while standing at a urinal.
Are you a man or possibly two men who need to make $1 billion? Come and run my mall. We're having hard times. We need your ideas. Everybody needs $1 billion.
Apparently, the two never learned not to believe everything they hear in a public bathroom because the proposition to make $1 billion running a mall is obviously too good to be true. Like, really obviously. Still, it does establish the level of stupidity the movie's gonna commit to. And Ferrell aces the character's deadpan delivery.
I'm giving away $1 billion! But you gotta run my mall.
Breaking Bottles, Casa de mi Padre. This Spanish-language Will Ferrell movie likes to ring the laughter by extending character behavior far beyond the range of normalcy. For example, we're treated to Ferrell's Armando and his friends Esteban and Manuel's rendition of a song called Yo No Sé, at the end of which the three amigos start smashing their bottles in celebration. Only they don't stop smashing bottles, making us morbidly wonder how much alcohol they've actually consumed. Casa de mi Padre is definitely one of Will Ferrell's more underseen ventures, but it's scenes like this that solidify it as one of his more out there and worthwhile ventures. Snakebite, The Campaign. If you like snakes, we have good news. If you like Will Ferrell going ballistic, we have even better news. To regain the religious vote, Congressman Cam Brady visits a church of snake handlers, but he gets bitten pretty quickly.
Staple my tits to my balls and then do sit-ups, it hurts!
Incensed, Cam unleashes a string of profanity that would make a sailor blush before the venom makes him go mad. He quickly becomes feral, muddying himself in the woods before bursting into a family's home. Seeing their fearful reaction is priceless, but not as priceless as seeing Ferrell completely lose it. We wonder how many approval ratings he lost that day. Mattress store poaching, The Internship. In something of a Wedding Crashers reunion, Will Ferrell plays the boss of Owen Wilson's Nick at a mattress store. When Vince Vaughn's Billy tries to get Nick to go for the titular internship, the commander-in-chief does not react positively.
How's it going, Gossip Girls? CW just called you canceled. Excuse me?
Maybe it's the landing strip goatee, but Ferrell's Kevin is not the cool customer he thinks he is. Or, maybe it's the incredibly weird neck tattoo he's sporting.
Nick, you know what that says?
No, I don't read Sanskrit.
Make reasonable choices.
That's an odd thing to get tattooed on your neck.
In any case, Kevin inadvertently makes it even easier for Nick to quit his job. And honestly, if we had a boss like this, we probably wouldn't need the prospect of an internship to jump ship. News Team Fight 2, Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues. This sequel began strong with the opening broadcast, but it also ended strong with this sequence. Traditionally, it's the job of any sequel to go bigger and better, and while Anchorman 2 may not be better than the first, its signature fight scene definitely has the original in terms of craziness.
Here's a headline for you. Moronic Yank Wankerman gets a bloody good hiding from newsreader from a superior country. For we are the BBC News Service.
Cameos galore as we get appearances from Sacha Baron Cohen, Kanye West, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Marion Cotillard, Jim Carrey, Will Smith, Liam Neeson, and John C. Reilly as the ghost of Stonewall Jackson.
Let's not downplay the fact that that's the ghost of Stonewall Jackson.
May the Lord anoint this hallowed field of battle.
The fight itself is uncompromisingly wild. There's a minotaur and a were-hyena, and Brick shoots some people with a ray gun. Oh, and a dash of telekinesis. We honestly wouldn't expect anything less from the Channel 4 news team. President Business PSA, The Lego Movie. This movie was surprisingly delightful on all fronts, from the vibrant animation to the clever writing and the talented voice cast, one of whom was Will Ferrell. If you thought Megamind was a good villain, Lord Business is as hilarious as he is unnervingly realistic. Well, at least when he's President Business, that is. As our protagonist Emmett starts his day, or should we call him the Special, he naturally flips on the tube to see what's good in the world. president business is giving a PSA, and he slips in an alarming aside amid all the good cheer.
Let's take extra care to follow the instructions or you'll be put to sleep. And don't forget Taco Tuesday's coming next week. That's the day every rule-following citizen gets a free taco and my love!
Sorry, what were we talking about? All I can think about now are tacos. Prison riot. Get hard. Expecting to be sent to prison for some white-collar crimes, James hires Darnell to teach him how to survive on the inside. Mainly because he thinks Darnell is street, which he is not. But that's not going to stop Darnell from making a buck. Here, Darnell tries to simulate a prison riot should the worst come to pass. Only, it's not like any prison riot we've ever seen.
Always to party!
There's a chicken, a baboon, and James stabs an adorable cat poster. After the riot, James finds a shiv sticking out of his forehead. Darnell drives him to the hospital, but he's not exactly in his right mind.
Give me 12 months.
Months. 1, 2,
no,
4,
no.
Summer, Christmas, baked potato.
Loopy Will Ferrell is hysterical Will Ferrell. Motorcycle stunt, Daddy's Home. Reuniting Will Ferrell with his Other Guys co-star Mark Wahlberg, Daddy's Home finds them at odds again, this time as a pair of dueling fathers. Aware that Brad feels like the lame stepdad compared to him, Wahlberg's Dusty sets him up to fail big time at handling his motorcycle.
Hey, you look good on that, man. Remember, 1 down, 4 up.
Dusty, everyone knows. It's 1 down, 4 up.
And fail he does. Though he should probably be dead. This is a comedy movie, so Brad is naturally found stuck in the wall, where Dusty is sure to get a few more potshots in.
Look, let's not beat up on Brad here, okay? He was showboating for the kids a little bit and things got out of hand. Let's all just be grateful nobody got hurt, okay?
I got hurt!
Thank you, Will Ferrell, for consistently sustaining life-threatening injuries for our entertainment. Escaping Prison, Zoolander 2. Zoolander 2 was, well, Zoolander 2, but Will Ferrell's return as the villainous Mugatu was a delight. Imprisoned for his actions in the last movie, Mugatu gets a visit from the titular character, and you gotta know he's got an escape plan up his sleeve. What's surprising is just how terrifying that escape plan is.
You can become me. And I can become you.
After tricking the guards into thinking he is Derek, Mugatu strips and tricks us into thinking he's jacked. Then he strips a little more. There to pick him up in a chopper is his assistant Todd, and it wouldn't be a proper reunion without a spilled latte.
Ah!
Jinxing the role, the house. Before starting up their own underground casino to raise money for their daughter's college fund, Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler's Scott and Kate accompany their friend Frank to an actual casino in Vegas. While they're initially hesitant to gamble, a fortuitous dice roll gives Scott and Kate the itch. Soon enough, they're on a figurative roll, earning almost the amount of money they need for tuition. And then their luck runs out with some poorly timed words.
Whatever you do, don't roll a 7!
Why would you say that?
They almost get the 4 they need, but that's just the casino gods laughing at them. Good thing they lost though, because then we wouldn't have a movie. Fiddling with the Thermostat, Daddy's Home 2. We return to this comedy series for our next entry, only Brad and Dusty are accompanied by their own dads, played by John Lithgow and Mel Gibson. Renting a cabin for the holidays, the 2 generations of dads are awoken in the middle of the night in a hot sweat. Turns out that Dusty's stepdaughter Adriana has been cranking up the thermostat, and this leads to a heatedly whispered debate on parenting in the hallway.
Brad, do you let the kids touch the thermostat at your house?
What? No. The thermostat is a sacred covenant. I can't believe we're even talking about this. This is madness!
It's a simple setup for a scene, but one that's executed well thanks to the energy the actors bring to it. Oh, and it wouldn't be an exchange between Brad and his dad if it didn't end with them pecking each other on the lips.
I think you handled this really well, Brad. I'm so proud of the way you express yourself. Come here.
Again? Really?
Poisoning Watson, Holmes and Watson. To be honest, this wasn't really the follow-up to Talladega Nights and Step Brothers that we'd hoped for from Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, but at least they proved their partnership could elicit laughs in even the worst of ventures. In this scene, Ferrell's home suspects that a corpse has been poisoned and uses an unwitting Watson to test this theory. After being slipped the toxin, Watson begins behaving erratically, displaying a myriad of strange side effects.
Who's Watson? I kill him! You son of a bitch! Hey, please, give me the antidote.
Drama queen syndrome.
Why am I doing this?
Confused mind.
Even after Holmes gives him the antidote, Watson doesn't look too great.
Oh, thank God for this antidote. I feel as I've completely recovered.
Yes, you have.
Now, if only the whole movie could have been like this. Returning from golf, The Lego Movie 2, the second part. Will Ferrell's President Business is notably absent from the bulk of this animated sequel, but he does bookend the film, picking up immediately where its predecessor left off. The second part sees the Duplo creatures decimate Bricksburg, and President Business is not having it.
Hey guys, listen up. Everyone get along. Done. Fixed it. I'm going golf.
President Business, you have to stay and help us.
I'm sure you guys can sort it out amongst yourselves. You're great at that stuff. Bye. Gotta go.
Then the rest of the movie happens. After what must have been the longest golf game ever, President Business returns to bemoan his poor performance before getting his comeuppance for acting so cowardly.
Guys, hold on. Terrible news. I missed the gimme putt for birdie on 7. Anyway, you fixed everything that was going on, all the crazy stuff? Yeah! Oh, hot! Uh-oh.
We would have preferred more Will Ferrell in this movie, but any Will Ferrell is better than no Will Ferrell. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Volcano Man music video, Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. Eurovision Song Contest The Story of Fire Saga was the Eurovision movie we didn't know we needed, and most of it is thanks to the chemistry between Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams. They play Icelandic musical duo Lars and Sigrid, who are talented but lack performative poise, as later evidenced by their wheel mishap.
I'm in complete control!
There are surprisingly some great songs in this film, but none of them had us laughing quite like Volcano Man.
Volcano Man. Volcanic protector man.
We see the music video for the track, and with the pretentious setting and outlandish costumes, it gets pretty ridiculous. Or maybe no more ridiculous than any other music video. In any case, we soon learn it exists only in their minds.
And I love you. Damn it! Sorry, Papa!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.